I think sometimes the best thing you can do for a painting is to let it go. Most of the major consolidations, they come after you've taken your mind off of that and allow the painting to just sort of become what it wants to be, even though that sounds extremely cliche, and it really does. It really does. I acknowledge that. And it probably is, but it's probably because so many people genuinely share that experience over and over, and time and again it just sort of ends up being true. The unfortunate thing is that most of the time we don't really end up doing that letting go part until we get to a place of dire frustration and just anger. And I think one of the things maybe that I'm trying to learn is to kind of be at peace with things throughout the entire process, and just kind of, quote, trusting the process, as they say, but genuinely doing that, and genuinely expecting that at the end of it, it's either going to be something that's finished and that it's a solution to different problems that I've been having on the surface itself, or it's going to reveal a new path forward. And so no painting is a failure in that way if you just carry it out long enough, I think. I've been trying to create this stamping effect, kind of with the brush like that, just to create this overall kind of fuzzy look. And but this thing is too small of a mark. Well, one of the things at least is that I want a variety of marks, right? I want some areas where it's real tight and honed in, and then some where it's a bit looser, but doing it all with the same tool is going to give me the same kind of focal point, I guess. And so instead of using that little brush, I'm going to use the old broom, and I'm going to use that kind of as a stamp so I can get some larger marks. So I'll have variety even within this kind of application. So what I'm going to do is put this guy on the ground. Yeah, this is a lot better. This is what I'm looking for. You see, what's nice is you don't have to spread it all over the broom at once. You can kind of put the paint on there and then move it around. And it creates it leaves these little traces of color, little reds and stuff like that, little dots. So it's not just pure color, it's kind of contaminated. Now we're moving on to another color. And this is all going to be a slow build over time. Which in the moment kind of, feels daunting. It's it's sort of hard to let the time thing happen on its own. You just want to get it done. Mostly so you can see okay, I have this prototype concept in my head, and I wonder if it's going to work, kind of thing. And this, I think, is just working the edges. Just kind of encouraging everything to bleed together to some degree. I think this is going to afford me the ability to do a lot more with color, to be honest.
Like just especially little moments like that where it gets real bright and kind of leave it. These little punches of color that actually exist that I would probably overlook if I was just, you know, applying this with a like a more traditional kind of mark. There's like a little bit more red here on top. All these little color shifts are important. Oh yeah, bro, that's gonna look badass when it's done. If this is any indicator right now, it's going to look badass. It reminds me of Renoir. Oh yeah, you know the painter Renoir? It reminds me of Renoir's work. This is sort of like doing it with the airbrush, you know? Like making it blurry, but just kind of doing it by hand instead.